What if, for just 60 seconds, gravity disappeared? No warning, no countdown, just gone. Everything we know, people, cars, oceans, even the air we breathe, would suddenly stop being pulled toward the Earth. Would we float peacefully like astronauts in space? Or would our entire planet descend into absolute chaos? Let's find out what would really happen if gravity turned off for just 1 minute. First, let's get one thing straight. Gravity isn't just what keeps your feet on the ground. It's the invisible force holding our entire world together. It keeps the oceans from floating away, it holds our atmosphere in place, and it keeps the Earth locked in its perfect orbit around the Sun. Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity tells us that gravity is actually the curvature of spacetime caused by mass. So if gravity turned off, spacetime would suddenly go flat. And trust me, that's a very big problem. The very first second gravity vanishes, you'd feel a strange weightlessness. You, your cat, your coffee cup, everything would start to float upwards. Cars would lift off the roads, and any loose objects would begin to drift toward the ceiling. For a moment, it might even feel kind of fun, maybe like a dream. But that feeling wouldn't last long. Within 5 to 10 seconds, things would get serious. The oceans, no longer held down, would begin to rise. We're not talking about a splash. We're talking about colossal blobs of water lifting off the planet's surface. At the same time, the atmosphere would start to drift away into space. Air isn't attached to the Earth. Gravity holds it here. If you were indoors, you might have a few more seconds of breathable air, but anyone outside would be floating away while simultaneously suffocating. As we approach the 30-second mark, the real destruction begins. The Earth is still spinning at over 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. Without gravity to hold everything down, anything not physically bolted to the bedrock would be flung off into space in a straight line. Buildings would tear apart from their foundations. Trees would be ripped from the ground. And yes, flying cows would be a scientifically accurate, albeit terrifying sight. The planet itself would also be in trouble. Without the sun's gravity, Earth would stop orbiting and start moving in a straight line, veering off its course through the solar system. Then, at the 60-second mark, gravity suddenly switches back on. This is where things get even worse. Everything that was floating, drifting, and flying through the air would now come crashing down. People, cars, and debris would slam back to the ground with deadly force. The massive bodies of water that lifted off the surface would crash back down, creating mega tsunamis that would obliterate coastlines. Cities would be instantly flattened. It wouldn't feel like an earthquake. It would feel like the entire sky was falling, so could anyone survive? Maybe a few lucky souls. Astronauts on the International Space Station would be fine, as they're already in a state of freefall. Perhaps some people deep underground in reinforced bunkers might make it. But for the vast majority of humanity, it would be the end. Civilization as we know it would be wiped out. Gravity feels invisible, silent, and easy to take for granted. But turn it off for just 1 minute, and our world would be erased. It's the silent guardian that makes life itself possible. Thanks for watching.